Because I got a Word document up and I got her notes up and I can just keep going.
Well,
You know how I am.
I do know how you are. That I'm going to use you enough in the next few weeks, so take a break, okay?
Gotcha, gotcha.
Bless her heart. She doesn't know what she signed up for. All right, so okay, treasurer's report. We have a lot of money. We're doing good. Um, I think we're okay. So, any do we have any amendments to the report?
I would like to make a motion to table the report until the next meeting.
All right, good girl, good girl. That's the one who is going to be prim and proper. Me, I just do it and get it done. And then, yes, Sarah is our law and order. So, okay. Um, we do have new members. Brenda, thank you for and Sue. I saw you, and I think what was it? Bridget, did you just sign up today or the other day? I saw three new names, but they were old people. So, thank you
I know
for
for
becoming
what?
members. For members, our member.
Yeah,
I thought
I
I saw you.
paid my dues
paid it.
today, and PayPal, that thing you tell me I'm supposed to check about friends or whatever,
Mhm.
not an option. I looked everywhere, so you didn't yell at me, and it wasn't there. So somebody's gonna have to educate me next time.
I
Now it
tried
FaceTime
it.
didn't.
me, I'll get you done.
I
Good. Well, I
tried it.
paid, and it charged me like another 42 cents. But
Yeah,
you guys I know you're supposed to do the friends, family, but
friends and family.
Mhm.
Right.
I use a credit card and it doesn't give me that option with the
I
credit card.
it didn't give me an option either.
I used
Hmm.
the credit card and it did give me the option. So
Yeah, I
Yeah,
couldn't
I
find
always use
it.
a credit card and it gives me an option. But I have learned that if you use it through a business PayPal, it won't let you do friends to family.
That-
So,
Mhm.
or,
Definitely not a business here.
with me. Okay. So, and then the secretary's report, yay. Everybody just go read it. It's basically, it was just short and sweet what we did in October. And I wanted to say the actions that our club took, off of those minutes and what we accomplished like we're supposed to. And it's really hard. We have found to have quarterly meetings and then to do what we want to do in the new business. We kind of forget about that. So we hope to do better on that aspect where, like, um, we wanted to do the kefir. Well, we didn't get it done until right before, um, I don't know, November, December or something. We got it, and well, in October we did buy two hives for through kefir for the women beekeepers. And Debbie, did you speak with Mike Lamp about dues for and the WVU or you know, BA or whatever they're
Yeah.
called. Um,
Yes, but nothing's been changed yet.
okay, so I would like to make a suggestion that anybody on here that pays the West Virginia beekeepers,
WBBA.
yeah, I've said it umpteen times today, in my notes, but for them to just pay us and then go pay them. So, and then we would be done. What do you guys think?
I didn't
Oh,
know there was a different option. That's the way I did it, was paid each separately.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
paid
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
mine
You could have paid
to
us.
women's.
You could have paid us, and then we would have sent it to them at a certain time. But you know, so that's good. And you didn't feel like you were being abused or anything, right, Tammy?
No.
And
Okay.
mine, I do it through Mon County, and my had it set up just as a reoccurring payment. So my
Yeah.
Mon County dues and my state dues come out, and I don't even have to think about it, which is good for my little crooked
Sure.
head.
Sure. Well, we're not set up like that, and I'm sure
No,
Sarah could set us up like that, but I don't think we need that. Our dues are $5, and I don't see any of us wanting to raise that, because we just do it to hold people accountable, and that's about it. And I mean, we make $5 per person, so I pay. I am a paying member. I don't really know if that matters or not to you guys, but Debbie and I do pay. Okay, so how do you
I have a
guys want to do? Go ahead, Brenda. Go ahead.
So I did send my payment to you all to pay for the West Virginia Beekeepers,
Yeah,
but
that's
PayPal,
fine.
PayPal did not give me an option to tell you that. I don't know why. I looked for you all
No
put that in there.
memo.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't see the memo. I did it
Okay.
on my phone, so
Okay, but I think I mean if you do, R5 and they're 6, it comes out to 11.
10,
10.
10.
It's 10. Okay, then Debbie kind of knows that. So she takes
Okay.
R5 out. And so that one we can handle without memos. It's,
Okay.
when they're sending stuff like half a payment or something for the retreat or a t-shirt, and then, that gets kind of confusing. So,
Okay.
all right, but thanks for letting us know. Um, let's see. That's about it on the members. And we talked about showing last year's oh crap, I have it written down here. The honey show, the expo, honeybee expo education classes. I do have a couple of them, and they are, kind of long. So, but I cannot, with the internet that we have, we're pretty limited. And so I thought once I get home in the 1st of March, then I can sit there and show you guys the videos. If that's okay with you, we'll start picking that up about the 3rd week in March. And so there's one on there that's really good on varroa mites, and there's another one that I haven't started watching yet, Sarah, about small hive beetles. So I'm hoping that it's educational as well. And
Is that just on the WOVA app?
is that on the what?
It's last year's.
It's
Oh.
last year's.
Yeah.
Wova is this year. Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
okay.
it's not. They're not on there.
Okay. I was supposed to go and I ended up having to cancel at the last minute. So I didn't know
Aw.
if I could go on there and watch what they had.
No,
Hey,
they are not on Wova. And did they pay you back, or did you still did you still pay?
Well, I paid the money way back in September, so I didn't think it was refundable.
well, then you're going to
It
get
was.
an email link from that Chris Medeiros that's going to have how you log in and a user password and code that you can watch all the talks that were there.
Okay.
But it
Yeah.
will not come out till like February.
Okay.
Late February, March. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right.
The
So
one I would like to see, I didn't see, was on the the big word, tropolapsis, the new ones that are coming.
Yeah.
That would be, but I only saw 2 talks.
is that last year's?
No, that's this year's.
Okay, well, let's just not talk about this year's.
Okay.
Let's just talk about, because there is one on there for last year. That's what I thought you were talking about.
Perfect.
So, but I started watching it and it was like, yeah, but I'll watch it harder, or Debbie, you can watch it and you figure out if it needs to be shown or not. Because I can't hardly watch any. Yeah, I can. I downloaded them on my computer so I can watch them that way. All right, so oh, there you are. Okay, so that's that, and this is still from Kathy's minutes that we're talking about, the action plans and stuff. And then the raffle, Bearsville wrote me before this expo that everybody went to and said that they had our layings hive finished, ready for pickup. So, and they were going to take it to the show. And I was like, well, I'm not going there. And I didn't want to ask anybody if they had room because we didn't need it right now. So I will, when I get home and the weather's nice and it stays nice, then I will um, you know, drive up and pick it up and have it at the house. But I know Sue is over the raffle tickets this year. So we need a committee. We were talked about it last time in October, and I don't think there was a committee formed for the raffle ticket, or for the raffle itself. So does anybody want to help Sue? And that is like helping get uh okay, Michelle. Um so that it's like, trying to find nice gifts and stuff, and that's basically all you have to do, because then it's
Mhm.
all on top of Sue, because Michelle knows it, because then it was all for 2 years. She's done it, so she passed it to us, and then Sue was sweet enough to take it over.
And I
And
know where Michelle lives. She
yeah,
cannot escape helping me.
yes, yeah. So, but you guys can do Zoom. You can use this Zoom and meet. I mean, I'll be there as well.
Mhm,
I'll be on the committee, and Debbie. So,
mhm.
but anybody that wants to join, and it doesn't have to be, these gifts don't have to be related. So if you know like a store in your area that would donate something really nice, whatever.
Plant.
What is it?
A plant. Everybody loves plants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
West Virginia broom lady is back in business here, so I'm
Okay.
gonna ask her again.
Okay,
Nice.
okay. All right, so we can have a meeting, I can just post maybe and just say, hey, we're going to have this raffle meeting. If anybody wants to come and see if they want to help us, then you guys can log on. So
And
just we'll
Boo,
do it that way.
Boo, I'm gonna my life since I'm home. I have a house with a roof and interior walls done. They ask me 1,000 questions today. I am back home, settled, so I'm gonna start talking to you a little bit, feeling out a little bit here or there to figure out some things. So,
Okay. And
Yeah, she
if
has all
you,
the paperwork and stuff, Michelle, that you gave us. She does
okay,
have that. Yeah. And like you can tell her maybe where you got them printed at, and if you still think that's a good place, then we can go from there.
I think it is because it's quite reasonable and they're quick.
Okay. All right. Sounds wonderful. Okay, so that's basically all for the old business and what we've accomplished so far from Kathy's news or minutes. And so does anybody have anything to add to it, or questions that we
old
just
business.
talked over?
I just had a question about what you were talking about with streamlining dues. What did that mean?
I have no idea. What did I
It
say that?
says it's in the minutes.
Right.
Um,
I think they were talking about a way that we can actually pay online, both the state and them without, we'll be able to go directly to pay the state also. I forget
Yeah,
how,
that's what
yeah, but
Debbie's working with Mike Lamp
right,
about.
exactly. That's the streamlining.
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you, Kathy. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but that has flattened out for a while. So until Christmas was here, New Year's was here, and then the expos came. So now all that's over, everybody can get back to their normal life, maybe.
Well, he
And
won't until after the bee fair.
oh, that's the end of February. So,
Yeah.
but I think everybody here has paid their dues, so we're good. And you know, but that, yeah, that's what that means. So,
I am current. Yeehaw!
Did we discuss the banking? Or we have,
well, that was a given. We met in Parkersburg, and we took care of that, and our banking account is up and running with
okay,
Huntington. And
Yay!
mhm.
next minute. Right there.
Yeah, I'm recording this too, Kat.
Okay.
So in case it doesn't, take your notes in case it doesn't work.
Not even
So
taking notes.
yeah. So yeah, but so we do have a new bank account. We have the old one too. We just haven't closed it yet.
I haven't
Uh,
closed it yet. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we're waiting, but we have a debit card and it's working and it's on PayPal and everything. So we did that on our own. Debbie and I did, and then
Good.
we were so proud of ourselves.
We
But
were.
well,
And it worked.
Huntington Bank worked with us. So if you guys know of anybody that is a 501c3 and they're looking for a bank, go to Huntington because they didn't have, they just, they got our papers from the state themselves. And they just said, come in, sign on dotted line. Debbie can go there. She doesn't have to come in to be with you. And I was like, really? So we took our stuff and well, I went in first and we just waited to be turned away, like at the DMV. You think you have everything, but no, it was spot on and wonderful. And so, okay, so that's that. Everybody good with the old business report? Yay, nay? We're
Perfect.
Perfect.
okay, great. Okay, new business. Um, I'm thinking our beginner classes, we've already usually started by now, but I think we overwhelmed them, and this is just my aspect. I think we worked so long on our videos, our PowerPoints, and we just overwhelmed them. And I think maybe that's why people just dropped off. And so I think we ought to just do it like short and sweet, and we can get our committee going and figure out, what does a new beekeeper and you new beekeepers, Tammy and Bridget, you can tell us, and Amanda, like what is important when you first get your bees? What knowledge do you need to know? And you don't have to do it now, but I'm just saying, let's gear our classes that way. Of course, we have to teach them, uh, diseases, and then we have to show them, some equipment and but like I always did the honeybee and it was like you have all these honeybees and and blah 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 blah. Well, I want to just throw that PowerPoint away and just say you guys are raising Aphis mellifera and that is from blah 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 and be done with that, and then if they want to go in depth, in the science field, then Sue can do a easy, and I'm putting Barb to sleep, but I'm sorry, Barb, and but and talk about the anatomy of a bee, because it is pretty cool. It's like how do they make wax and why do they make wax and how, what does it take for them for their body to make wax? Do they have lungs? No, they don't have lungs, so how come the chemicals, with oxalic acid with us, it, really hurts us, then how come it doesn't hurt a bee? Because I have been yelled at, it's like, why are you humans can't use it? Why are you putting it on your bees? And it was like, so I think that would be a really neat thing. And then how to maybe, look for swarms and place, what I'm saying? Just a smaller attention grabbing education instead of bring your popcorn and let's talk for 2 hours.
Sounds good.
Does
Okay.
sound
I was going to say, what do you think? So,
yep.
okay.
Wait, have you done on those? Are there any surveys after the beginner beekeeper so you could go back and literally allow them to private reply? Okay, you sat through these beekeeping classes. What made you crazy? What helped you? What could you get rid of?
Well, we could do that, Sarah, right? We could do that on our page and do a survey.
We can.
But allow
And
people to reply privately so they don't feel like
Yes.
they can send it to me. they can, we can do that.
Good.
So that it's privately. And it would also be interesting to, around the state, you have the same groups do their beginner beekeeping classes all the time on, who has good attendance, who doesn't, and those that have good attendance, what are they covering in those beekeeping classes? It's making those people
Come back.
come back, or
And stay.
they did this last
Yeah.
year. What is good to do?
Yeah, exactly. And that would be, um, Mountaineer Beekeepers
And you know who I met,
in
I
Mon
ended up
County.
sitting next to him at the my CrossFit class was he looked at me and goes, "You look familiar." And he was like Joe Bubba. And I'm like, I looked at his name, I said, "Well, your name's familiar, but I don't know your face." But it was Scott Matheny, and he lives within arm's throw his business where we went down and saw Emily Mueller. And
Okay, Parkersburg.
he was talking about how they do their beginner classes. And he was I remember somebody was saying, but talking about different groups, different counties, and how some get great turnouts and some you're pulling teeth to get people to come.
Well, that's us. We start off with maybe 10 and we end up with 2.
Right.
So
I don't know how to use it, but there's something called Survey Monkey that you can do, and that's anonymous, and you could get it right to you, but I don't know how to use it. I have been
Sarah,
sent
do you
a
know
few of
it?
those surveys.
Yeah.
Okay, Sarah knows it, so cha-ching.
Chin.
But yeah.
Survey Monkeys is easy. It's quick.
Okay, so maybe we need a quick meeting. I can't hardly do them. To know, maybe we can just chat and to know what questions to ask
Yes.
instead of just throwing Sarah under the bus.
And then if when you come up with what you would want to ask on that, I would put it on the Women Beekeepers Facebook page where you've got your Godzillion people.
Oh yeah.
And then see what kind of responses you get back. Would be interesting.
All right. That sounds good. Okay, now again, so that's the classes, and then we'll have the workshop after, of course, in April. And my bees, well, I have some down the road from my house, but most of my bees are over in Elkins, and it's right off the 4-lane. When you come into Elkins, and it's 2 miles from there, we can all meet there. Not y'all, but anybody, the new beekeepers or the helpers or whatever, and make it a day. And because it's that way, like Charleston, you're just 2 hours from Charleston, or 2.5, whatever. So because it's right there in Elkins. And Clarksburg, you're what, an hour. So it makes it pretty convenient instead of going clear over to my house. So all right, that's where that'll be. Now we were talking about doing more 304 t-shirts, women's t-shirts. Sarah is willing to do them for us and do it different colors. And so we need to come up with 3 colors. Sarah, you think 3's good?
Can do that.
Okay, so what do you think? Pick what you think, with the 304 on there, like we have, that's our sticker. So what background do you think would look good on that would sell?
That's kind of a purple, right?
No, it's blue. If you go on our Facebook, that's the post that I made for, yeah, that's it. But it's blue. It's not purple.
Okay.
Yeah, it's blue.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what it'll look like, across your chest. And then the color. I mean, we could do, I don't know. We can do a gray, we can do a green, do a yellow.
I like gray.
Red.
What about like a teal?
Possibly. Sarah can mock it up and see. Okay, Sarah, just pick them. You pick the other. And so right now we have red and teal. I don't want to do blue again because we did that last year for the retreat. So
Am I muted? No, I'm not muted.
no, you're not muted. I hear you.
Okay.
So
What about a coral or a pink?
she can try it.
White and blue.
What'd you say?
Like a red one, a white one, and a blue one. Red, white, and blue.
And wear them all at the same time?
We could do tie-dye.
I was thinking the same thing.
Ooh, can you do tie-dye, Sarah?
I
Yeah.
like tie-dye.
Can you buy a tie-dye one?
Mhm.
Well, let's
Oh,
just go
cool.
straight with tie-dye then
would
this
be-
year. You want to do that, or do you still want to do different colors? Girls, ladies, what do you think?
That sounds great.
What do you guys think? Well,
I like tie-dye.
I like tie-dye too. I'd wear a tie-dye instead of a pink. I'm not a
Me
pink
too.
person.
Yeah, no.
I'm not.
Me too.
Sorry, whoever said pink. I just not a pink person.
But it'd definitely be different than what you've had before. So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, well let's look at tie-dye, Sarah, and you can maybe and you can put posts along as you're going just to give little hints to our on our page and saying that, you know, this is what we're working on and it'll be in the near future that you can order it. And we are going to charge $20 just so we can make a little bit. It costs Sarah over $10 to make the shirt. So we're not
Fair
going to make that
price.
much. And then they have to pay for the shipping. So, and we will only sell over PayPal. So, yeah. All right. So now, Sarah.
Yep.
Sarah's got some really good news, and I will let her have the floor.
All
Talk
right.
about your
So,
grant.
yep. This past fall, I thought about working with our local 4-H, kind of like Christy did with Jackson Mill, to start bees out at Camp Virgil Tate here in Kanawha County. So I wanted to do this without any out-of-pocket costs to anybody, so I started looking up grants. I actually found a grant and applied for it, and as of right now, I am being awarded $1,500 to start bees over at Camp Virgil Tate.
Nice. Good job.
Congrats.
So, so the idea is that I talked to Camp Virgil Tate, told them that here's my idea, here's a couple of locations that I was looking at, and told them about our club and how we could assist and have a Kanawha Putnam Beekeepers Club for 4-H. And then in the off season, we can come in and potentially use that as our bee yard for education also. So as of right now, the location is probably most immaculate for us because it's about 50 yards away from the housing unit, which is called Bonar, and that would be where we would stay. And it has its own kitchen, its own
Bunks,
like a living
things.
room kind of style area, and places that have bunks and bathrooms and everything else. So we have a good potential to have this as a facility that we can come to for a retreat, weekends, stuff like that.
That's way cool, Sarah.
Thank you.
She's
Go.
been working hard on this. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Yep.
really excited. I'm really nervous. I haven't seen a check yet, but I signed all the paperwork and I'm just kind of like waiting, like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening. So it's really cool.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Good.
And what she
So
is also wants to do, which I probably just cut her off,
it's
but
okay.
to do like for us to help her for the kids 4-H and
Hmm.
have everybody that like my granddaughter, and that's in 4-H, and everybody in West Virginia come for that weekend to learn bees. And
Hmm.
we would volunteer. I know a lot of us are already certified through WVU to be a counselor. So we would do, and then if you want to do that, then we can get you certified.
Yeah.
It's easy,
That would be
very easy.
fun.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
But I think that would be a great way to teach the next generation because they really, my granddaughter is in Randolph County and their programs suck in beekeeping. And I have offered myself and I have offered Debbie to go, and grade their honey, and they just won't accept the help. So we could make this, we could make it small and we can grow it.
Mhm.
And, but it's, one weekend for the summer, if we can figure out when we can do it. I guess we could do it during school if we had to,
Yeah.
because it's warm down there. Um, so I know because the 4-H camps start in June. So it
Hmm.
kind of, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's something that she's working on that we said we would help her. And we also have a solar charger and fencing and fence post. And are you going up to Jane Lou to Jackson's Mill?
I'll be up there for code camp in February.
Okay, well, Christy has all that. Well, I have the charger at my house and I'll bring it to you in
Hmm.
March, but she has our wiring and our handles and our fence post. So you might, I don't know, give her a heads up or something and before you go up in case she, give her time to find it.
Yeah, I
Because it
think Gabe and I are scheduled to go up there for February for code camp and potentially in April for outdoor
okay,
adventure weekend.
okay. Well, there's that, and then that will help you. We will volunteer there, give that to you guys, and then we'll do a contract like I said before with. I don't care about the fence post, but I do care about the charger. Like if this dissolves and it comes back to our group.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, and the nice thing about Camp Virgil Tate is it is open to the public, but most people do not know about this. And the groundskeeper actually lives on property. So
Oh,
he,
wow.
it's
yeah.
protected. Yeah.
That's
So he kind
big.
of knows the comings and goings. People like me, who he doesn't really care that we come on the property. I'm like, hey, I'm coming out to do this. And I always text. And
Hmm.
so he usually knows who's on the property at what time.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's wonderful because that's what Christy doesn't have, and that's why she's suffering. So
Right, exactly.
yeah,
So, I
until
mean,
she
I
can get
think
that.
that this is going to be a really cool thing. I think,
Hmm.
um, I have ideas to like do some learning online with the kids and see how they go. I know that, like this Friday is astronomy class, and the lady who is the groundskeeper's wife is also a 4-H agent, so that helps too.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Nice.
she
Yeah.
said that she would love to volunteer to help. And I told her, I said, it's just another day for us.
Yeah.
So educating kids, and it's going to be fun.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. So count us in, keep us in the loop and we can have
Hmm.
Zoom meetings, whatever you need.
Yep.
But yeah, so we,
That's
we,
very cool.
it
And
is very
Phyllis,
cool.
all you've ever wanted to do was educate kids through 4-H. That has
Yeah,
been your passion from the
absolutely.
get-go. So this is the
Absolutely.
positive.
And then, I mean, to me, my daughter just lives right down the road and by Barb. So, that works out really well. So
Mhm.
I greatly appreciate the location and then, we'll look at possibly if we like it, moving the retreat there and you know, all stay under one roof. I think that would be cool. Now, can you have tents and stuff on that property as well or no?
Yeah, they don't care. They
Okay,
but
okay.
like I said, we would have the entire Bonar like dorm room.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we can, and it's the way that Bonar's set up, it's kind of like in a quads. So you have a set of four quads on one side, two bedrooms in the front with a bathroom in between, and then two bedrooms in the back. And then you have your common areas in the middle. And then the other side is two bedrooms in the front, and then a bathroom in between, and two bedrooms in the back with a bathroom in between.
Perfect. Perfect.
Hmm.
Yeah. And if we do that, then we might be able to open it up for more people.
Right.
So yeah, yeah.
We could do the same things that we already do, which is cooking, but we would have a kitchen
Mhm.
that we could have access to also, and a refrigerator.
Cool.
Obviously we can bring our coolers, and
Hmm.
Jay is wonderful. He would work with us. He probably would just allow me to go get a dolly and bring another refrigerator over if we really needed to, because that's the way he is.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, that's
Well, tell him he can.
exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. Things are looking up for all of us in the bee world. So I'm done, I guess. Anybody else have any questions before I adjourn this meeting? And
Where
then we
was
can
that
go.
camp at again?
It's in Kanawha County. It's called Camp Virgil Tate.
Okay. Yeah.
Googled it. Looks really interesting.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I was just looking at it. It looks really nice.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yep,
Hmm.
I actually already spend a week of my life there every year. I do a camp counselor. There are four dormitories, the lodge. I mean, if we got that big, I mean, not that I can't facilitate us chilling in the room, and if we really wanted to get big, I can bring a whole projector and we can do whole presentations, everything in that kind of
Nice.
facility.
Very
Okay.
nice.
Nice.
All
And
right.
cell
Well,
phone service. So you got
oh,
that
that's a big
advantage.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did
wow.
not have that at Jackson's Mill. Yeah, that is
No.
awful. All right, cool. All
So
right.
there's a lot of potential there. And I mean, being that
Hmm.
it's also close to my home, you have the beehives that are there, and then my facility just down the road. I mean, if we really wanted to, if you wanted to go, I have 10 right now. I'm actually working on the ones that go out there. So between the
Hmm.
two, we have
Oh,
stuff we can go through
Yeah,
and learn, which is
yeah.
all
Well,
about doing.
and by the time, because I mean, it'll be at my house this year, I guess, and then after that, after
Hmm.
we spend some time down there with you with the kids, then we'll know yay or nay, and then
Right.
you'll have, I guarantee you'll have 10 hives, so you know how they multiply.
Yes, I
So,
do.
so hey, Stephanie.
whoa.
Um, yeah. So, but if we can talk about what we want to see as the bee family,
Hmm.
what levels, but I definitely think we definitely need at least a honey producer and then a nuke so they can see the difference.
Agreed.
And if, yeah, okay, so we're on the same page with that. But all
Hmm.
right, well,
That's exciting.
It is. That's great
it
news.
is very exciting.
There.
Yeah. Yeah, and the cost, and if that's the deciding factor too, is how much they will charge us. So, but I told her that I would come down and work for free with the kids, and anybody else on here that would want to do it, then maybe that would help us out a little bit.
Yep.
Um, in our in when the women's come down, maybe we could, because I'm not going to charge anybody $200 ever again to come down for a weekend. I just don't feel like I can give them enough $200 worth. So, talk to him and see what they're thinking and what we have to pay. Um, that'll be the deciding factor. So I really hope that they do well.
Well, he also said that it was really encouraging to him because he wouldn't have to have staff for food. I said, "We'll take care of ourselves." And
Oh
he
yeah.
was just like, "Are you kidding me?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're good."
For women.
I said, "And
Yes.
we would probably even clean the bathroom. You said it would give us some money off." And he looked at me like, "Are you serious?" And I said, "We're not that big of a deal, I promise."
It's
Yeah,
like,
no, no. I will scrub a toilet. I will
I
scrub five
know.
toilets. Yeah, I'm good.
Dude, I
Yeah.
haven't scrubbed the toilet in 18 months. I will be happy to scrub toilets.
I told him, I said, "And we would clean up after ourselves. I mean, that's
Yeah.
more than what the 4-Hers do."
Yeah. They will not know we're there unless someone gets stuck in the driveway or whatever. But
Right.
yeah,
Right.
we will make sure I'll be the last one. Yeah, you and I, and then yeah, so I think it's a go as long as we get the price down to
Mhm.
accommodate everybody because I don't want this to become a very expensive thing. I mean, we're charging $100 now,
Right.
and so if we could keep it like that, and I understand that they have to have, and you know, I don't know. We'll talk about it, but no, I greatly appreciate everything that you have done, and I'm ready to adjourn this meeting. Everybody agree with that?
I second it.
Okay.
Oh, sweet.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for that. Now, did anybody have any big questions? Oh, how about the people? Let's talk real quick about the expo. I see one, two, three people. No, Debbie left. Where did she go?
I suck at wax. I got my
Oh,
honey under control. Dude, it was great. Amy got
Yeah.
second out of
Mhm.
200 people for her honey.
Amazing. Good job, Amy.
Congratulations. Wow.
Congratulations. That is wonderful.
And then she ribboned for her cream honey.
Mm-hmm.
Did.
Amazing.
Yes.
She
Beautiful.
did great.
Well, I'm sorry, but I gotta go. I'm not home. I'm visiting people.
Okay. See ya.
I
Bye,
Yeah, I
thought
got
you were in a
Kathy.
different room, Kathy.
I'll see you soon. Home at
Part.
Good night.
Good night.
all right. Well, Debbie's not on here for some reason, so she can't tell about her work in the honey show.
Dude, they
But
work there. They get there. I'll never work that show because, like, my brother and I go together, and he entered 2 things this year, but he wants to enter a bunch of stuff next year. Well, I can't work because you can't have a family
right.
member enter.
Mm-hmm.
So
That makes
they work
sense.
their tails off. I mean, they work their tails off.
Yeah, but she loves it. They love it.
It's fun. It's you meet people from, like, I go now, and I went in and I had 11 entries, and you see people now that I know from Virginia, North Carolina, that are all beekeepers, that are all, some are big, some are small, and it's interesting. It's fun. It's
I
fun.
saw a video that I was watching from last year, the first one that was about nutrition, and here comes Bethany. Ding, ding, ding. It's like, that looks like Bethany. And there she was, and she went out front and sat, and I wanted to text her. I was like, I'm watching you from last year's video.
Dude, that poor girl was on one of those knee scooters this year because she has a Jones fracture in her foot.
Oh
Oh,
no.
shoot.
God.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
just like, I
daggone.
saw her outside. Robert and I walked out of the room, and I ran into her, and I'm like, what did you do, woman?
No, I'm
Jones
sorry.
fracture.
Sorry to hear about that.
It's
So,
people with
Susan,
high
Amy,
arches.
what are you thinking, Amy? I know you had a good experience, good
I did have a
weekend.
very good experience, so thank you for your accolades. That's really sweet. It's a little bit, not a little bit, it is very overwhelming to me. And I love social situations, but it's 4,000 people. But that
Yeah.
honey show is intimidating in a sense of, and I mean this respectfully, it's not what you can do right. It's like they're looking for what you do wrong. Not in a bad way,
I
but
understand that.
many,
Yeah.
many things are on, appearance and shine and clarity, and you know, it's things are difficult to, I find it difficult to travel with things, and they didn't travel as well. And so it's really interesting. There's so much to learn on so many different aspects, and there's quite a few different categories you can enter. So I think there's something for everybody. I mean, everybody can enter a black jar, right? That's the big one because that's based on taste. So I was awfully excited about that. But I mean, that takes no skill. Pour your honey in a jar, close it up, walk
Right.
away.
Right.
There's pictures and poetry and alcoholic beverages and mocktails and but the wax artistry and it's just off the charts. I mean, people make sculptures and molds. I mean, they make molds. Deb will make a mold of something she thinks is cute. These people made molds of the bust of one of the head poobahs in the Honey Show. His face. I mean,
Oh, wow.
it's
Huh.
just crazy talented, really, really interesting. It's nerve-wracking, but I think it's fun to push yourself outside your comfort
Sure.
level a little bit.
Sure.
And they have a novice edition and some things. So, I placed in a novice wax, and that was my first time ever doing wax. I thought that's a good place to start, to encourage other people to do it. I think they work their buns off.
Yeah.
I think it's probably just going to get bigger every year. Just as far as organization, I thought it was better this year, but it was a very good experience. It's just
just
overwhelming. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to get it there. It's a lot to pick it up. It's a lot to bring it home. It's a lot.
Right.
I do wish the first hour or 40 minutes, maybe when it's over, it could just be for the people who entered so you could get some feedback.
Oh,
because
sure.
I feel like everybody rushes to see it. And then there's a whole interesting group of people who just, even though it says don't touch anybody's stuff, it's a whole interesting group of people who just want those cards and recipes, and they're just pushing elbows to snap everybody's recipe to take home for the next person, that's the one kind of negative thing I would say. But people are just really willing to give you feedback and help when it's over. It's just you're mixed in with everybody who's also an attendee. It'd be nice to get a little bit of some one-on-one time.
Dude, I had fingerprints and crinkles on my preserve recipe. But I don't mind because I got freaking 6 points finally.
That's right. Awesome. You should be so proud of yourself. It was awesome.
No, look at you.
It was really good. It was a really good time, and I think it was.
How many entries did each of you have?
I did several photography pictures just because I had them, so I think that put me at like 13, 14.
I did 11 entries. I got a novice ribbon for candle. I got a novice ribbon for honey. And then I got a blue ribbon for my preserves. And I placed third in the whole show for my dark honey. I placed third for my essay photography. I placed sixth for the show for my barbecue sauce, but they wanted either smooth or set. I'm like, dude, my barbecue sauce has effing chunks in it, and that's the only way I'm making it. So I'm not entering my barbecue sauce again. I got a brown ribbon. So that's okay.
I saved a lot of my stuff thinking one day I'm going to get there and I'm not going to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
It's fun. It's really interesting. I mean, there's stuff there from like a bunch of different people from the United States, and there are people that enter from other countries that fly their entries in. There are people that entered baking that rented Verbos and Airbnbs the night before so they could bake their goods the night before so they were fresh. But
that's
still,
hardcore.
This is the national honey show. So when you win something, you are the national champion. And like Deb, was it nobody placed in the honey cake or the pound cake? Like they don't give out, if it doesn't meet their standard, they don't give out a first prize.
There was a lot of, if you look on the results, like 1 through 4, they didn't give out in many categories.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember that from last year, you guys talking about that.
I think I need to be the taste tester in desserts and cocktails. I would
Well, no
volunteer for
doubt.
that. Forget everything else.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. Huh.
It was fun.
Well, that's awesome. So maybe we can, if you guys, any of you guys come to the retreat, then maybe we can have a show on how to prepare your wax or how
Oh,
to
goodness.
prepare your
I
jelly the
need I
night
need the wax
before.
show. I need that.
I
Yeah.
had like a million questions after the last show, and I was like, "Oh my God, how do you do this? And how do you do that?" And they're like, "You just talk to people." And I'm like, "Where did you get this information?"
It
Yeah.
is, and like Virginia Webb puts up those videos on how she does things. But I look at Brett's English
Yeah.
last year, and I said, Virginia Webb does not give away all her
Nope.
secrets.
Oh
Nope.
no.
And I like scrutinizingly watched it to a T, was trying to get every little detail out of it. I'm like, there is no giveaways.
But the one thing, and like some people look at it, I'm taking I'm taking the Master Beekeeper program through University of Montana. It's 3 courses, and it was oh my gosh, it's a West Virginia dude that turned me on to it, and his name is escaping me.
Peace,
It's
doctor.
okay. Go.
But anyway, I started that, and I went through the intro, and I feel it was like you said, it was like you're starting an intro to beekeeping class. Where do you start? And where do you want to go? So some of the people in this class are beginners, but a lot of people in this class have been keeping bees 10, 15 years. And some of them have gone off into medicines and propolis, and some have gone off into shows, some have gone off into, different tangents, but it all boils down to correctly keeping your bees. How do I run my hive, medicate my bees, and correctly keep my bees? And it was really interesting where, I said, I've been keeping bees on and off for 13 years. And the more I do it, the more I realize I do not know. And I'm doing these different tangents and things that I want to do. But it all comes back to addressing how do I basically keep my bees and keep my hives? Because you can't do any of the other stuff without that basic premise. And that takes it back to whittling down that beginner beekeeper class as to in that first year, because there's so many layers, it's overwhelming. And I've been doing this for over a decade, and I'm finally to the point that I'm understanding I need to pull pieces of it together to be better at what I do. But you need that.
That's the thing with us saying, we need to small scale our classes because they do have us as a resource, that we do put ourselves out there and say, hey, if you have a problem, get in touch with us, come to Bee Chat or, send me a picture. So I do feel better doing that. But yeah, we need to definitely do the small scale on the beginner classes. We don't need to have 10 weeks of it. So
May I make a
keep that.
comment about the beginner class when you were mentioning it
Absolutely.
earlier in the meeting? I don't think it's anything personal why the attrition doesn't, isn't there, the strong percentage. I think people have no idea what they're getting involved in and how much time and energy it takes. I think years ago, when I remember my grandfather, he would just put boxes on box. He would just walk out and throw 2 and 3 boxes on a time.
Yeah.
There wasn't, there's a huge difference in where, diseases and mites and,
Sure.
the weather's completely different and pesticides and perfect lawns and HOAs, so I think so I think the way you're thinking of going back, scaling back, would give people a taste. And then, you've always been gracious with call me, let me know, send pictures, then if they come to your house and do a little weekend or a day thing with you on a Saturday or somebody or the retreat, then you're like, okay, then you kind of maybe go through like a year. And then the next year you say, okay, I'm going to buy bees and do this. I think I'm going to try it. Like, I think it's a big learning curve because and I think we would all agree.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for everybody, but I do think we would all agree. You're always constantly learning because despite what you're
I'm still
reading. The
learning.
bees, yeah, and the bees don't read what we read, obviously. And
That's
you
Phyllis's
Some.
the
famous last
weather's never,
words. The
the
bees
weather's
didn't read the book.
exactly
Yeah.
like the weather's never the same, the timing's not the same. So it keeps evolving. And I think you have to give yourself some grace and permission to say, I don't know. But what I have always found so appealing to this group is nobody cares if you don't know. There's not a
Right.
judging there. It's like, we'll help you.
No.
And that's very rare. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
like, you're keeping everything for yourself and I don't want to tell you because you might
Yeah.
da 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 da. I think so for lifting people up and wanting them to succeed. So I think it's like maybe a 2-year thing, like just get an introduction, come to some of
Mm-hmm.
these things, get your hands in it, see what you like. Then you're not standing there in front of your hive the first year and like, what the hell do I do with this? You kind of go blank, because it's a
Right.
lot.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, it
maybe
is.
scaling back and, saying it's like an introductory and exposure. And if you're still interested,
Mm-hmm.
dive in. That's just,
There you go. I like that.
you
I
know,
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing that helps is having a mentor. I know
yes,
it's
I agree.
difficult in this group because everybody's so far apart in a lot of cases, but that's one of the most helpful things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And you
Hmm.
know what, Amy? Like you're absolutely right, because when I started, I did the online thing with Mark Lilly, and then months later, I did the face-to-face with the Morgantown beekeepers.
Mm-hmm.
But then somebody said to me, well, why don't you come over to my apiary and I'll show you hands-on? And if it weren't for that, I don't think I would have gotten up the nerve to actually
Oh,
get the bee,
absolutely.
you
Absolutely.
know?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's expensive. Anybody says you can do it cheap is lying.
Yeah.
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 It's an
Unless you
expensive
had
hobby.
family to hand you everything. Yeah.
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 Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an expensive, time consuming
It is.
hobby.
Well, I tell people all the time, new beekeepers or wannabe beekeepers, is like, come and spend a day with me, and then you'll see, by the time you go through that 25th or that 30th hive, then you'll know if you want to be a beekeeper.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of people, come and work with me, and they don't make it 30 hives, but they're like, okay, I'm going to go over here and sit down, but they've done 5 of them, and that's
They're
good. It's
probably
like,
like,
come on back. They never returned those. I don't understand that.
can I
Yeah.
just start with one or two, maybe?
Yeah, yeah,
And
but
you'd be amazed at how it improves your own knowledge being a
oh,
mentor.
absolutely. To teach it, yeah,
Yeah, because
definitely.
they'll ask a question that you have to look up, maybe something that you weren't familiar with.
Hmm.
It's a good point.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
really enjoy. I've mentored a few people and I'm around here and I really enjoyed it.
now I always say to them, if you want the scientific, then go to the library because I don't do books. I, call it what it is. And, I'm old school. So, and they just love it. And that, it's like, yeah, this is their head. This is their tail. You want scientific between that? Go get your book.
Makes
So,
sense. That makes sense.
yeah, yeah. But all
All
right,
right. I
guys,
have to bail.
I
I gotta go
am,
get my puppy out.
I got to get this
Sue, I need to
mini
ask you
internet turned
before
off.
you leave. Did you get the recipe from that Irish guy for his mead?
All he said was to take a 5-gallon bucket, food grade bucket, put 2 parts water to 1 part honey, add your yeast, squish it up, let it sit for 2 weeks, burp it, and then put on the little vent. And that's the simplest way to start. I'll go back and look it up. He is from
Okay, so
England.
he didn't have a
He
specific
did not post
recipe
a
then.
standard. There'll be
Okay.
something when we get the link late February, and I will send it to you. That's Michael Young. He has given me to King Charles. He is the man is a trip. He is an absolute joy from Ireland.
Cool.
So,
Very cool.
all right,
So
ladies, thank
All right.
you.
it was
See
Phyllis,
ya.
wonderful
thank
seeing you
you.
guys.
Good
Good
night,
night.
guys.
Thank
Thanks
Bye.
a
you.
lot. Oh, and keep thinking what we can do as a club. So, we're working with the 4-H kids and we're looking at beginners classes, but, and my text is always open. 304-940-2330. So
Right.
my phone number is everywhere. So, but give me
All
a
right. Good
holler.
night,
I'll be
ladies.
home in March. So
Yeah.
be
Good
safe,
All
night.
right,
guys.
suntan
Bye-bye.
woman, goodbye.
Bye. Good seeing
Yeah,
everyone.
see you guys.
Hi, guys.